the weight of one single block is about 14 kgs, whereas 8 red clay bricks, equivalent of the same volume as the block, weigh 36 kgs, that is, more than double. The 10 fly ash bricks of the equivalent volume are heavier, at about 41 kgs. The porous nature of AAC blocks make them light, whereas fly ash bricks and red clay bricks can be seen to sink, an AAC block, when immersed in water, floats up magically. Bricks have to be placed on the block to keep it immersed in water. After 6 hours, water seeps inside the 2 bricks, which can be clearly seen when cut into 2. This makes the red clay and fly ash bricks heavier during curing. When taken out after 6 hours and cut, one can visibly see that the core of the AAC block is still dry. In another experiment, when a half-immersed block is taken out of water after 4 hours, we notice that the level of the soaked water by osmosis had increased by 25 millimeters only. Let us now study the comparison between AAC blocks and red clay bricks. To fill an area from pillar to pillar of 10.5 feet by 8 feet, 585 bricks were used, whereas, amazingly, only 50 blocks were used to fill the same area. The time taken for erecting the brick wall was 6.5 hours, whereas the blocks clocked at 3 hours only. To bond 585 bricks, 1,656 joints of 15 mm to 20 mm thickness, a thick mortar of 2 bags of cement and 20 cubic feet of medium sand was used. While to join 50 blocks with 162 joints of average 3 mm thickness, less than 1 bag of ready-mix thin mortar was used. The cost of thick mortar was Rs 1,120, whereas the cost of ready-mix thin mortar was about Rs 650 only. The cost of labour for 6 skilled and unskilled men for 6.5 hours was Rs 1,300, whereas the cost of labour for 3 men for 3 hours was Rs 350. Red clay brick walls need curing and plastering. The symmetrical AAC block walls are smooth and do not need any plastering. However, for better protection, as in the case of outer wall, if plaster is applied, then the mortar used for blocks can be a fraction of what is required for bricks. The plaster for red clay brick walls becomes thick, as the mason keeps adding thick mortar to the uneven wall to give a smooth finish. Eventually, it is 20 mm thick, whereas the plaster for blocks is about 10 mm only. As the AAC wall surface is very smooth, a wall putty can be directly applied on the surface of the inner walls of the house to give it the perfect wall finish before painting. The AAC blocks can be effortlessly drilled by using normal drill machine to add various fixtures. After drilling, the holes can easily be blocked with roll plugs and fitted with the screws.